when you are graphing an equation, typically we like for it to say y equals mx plus b, so to be in slope-intercept form. If it is not in slope-intercept form, like these two, you need to solve for y to get it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to write my equation over here, 7x plus 3y equals 6. I want the y to be by itself, so I gotta move everything else away. Just like when you were solving equations, when I look at that side of the equation, the furthest from the y is the 7x. So I'm going to subtract the 7x over to the other side. Now since this is a 6, not a 6x, those don't go together. So I'm going to keep them separate as a negative 7x plus 6. My 7x canceled on this side, and so I can just bring down my 3y. To get the y by itself, I'm going to divide everything by 3. So when I do that, this 3 cancels. I have y equals, I have to do my negative 7x divided by 3, so that's going to be negative 7 over 3x, since that does not simplify, and I have to divide that 6 by 3. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. So now I have negative 7/3 x plus 2. This I can graph. And when I graph this, I'm going to do just like we did today during class. I'm going to start with my y-intercept, which would be 0, 2. Negative 7 over 3 is my slope, so I'm going to count down 7 over to the right 3. I don't have room to go any further that way. I don't really have any room to go any further this way, so that's going to be all I can fit on this graph. And I'm going to draw my line. On the second one, again, I want to solve for y so that I can graph this where it says y equals. So I'm going to bring this over here. 6x plus y equals negative 5. I'm trying to move everything away from the y, so I'm going to subtract my 6x over. Subtract it over here. 6x minus 6x cancels. I have y equals. My negative 5 and my negative 6x, those are not like terms, so they cannot go together. So I'm just going to put negative 6x minus 5. In this case, there's no number in front of the y for me to divide by. So that is y equals, and I can start graphing that. And just like we did today in class, when you graph that, you're going to start at your y-intercept, which would be negative 5. That's a negative 6x, so my slope is down 6, right 1, since it's a negative 6. That's the same as negative 6 over 1. I do not have room to go down and right, so I can do the opposite with a left and up. So left 1, up 6. Left 1, up 6. And then I could draw my line. Apologize for the lack of a straight line. It is very difficult to write on this machine. There we go. Make sure that you are making straight lines and using your rulers with yours. Alright, here's 2 more examples. Again, neither of these are solved for y. I want them to be in slope-intercept form, so that's y equals mx plus b. So I'm just going to bring this one over here. Trying to get the y by itself, so I need to move everything that's over here on the same side. I'm going to start by subtracting my 3x. Just like all the other ones we've done, that negative 8 and that negative 3x, they're not like terms. So that's still going to be negative 3x minus 8. 3x minus 3x canceled. I bring down my negative 4y. Trying to get rid of the negative 4, so I need to make sure I divide everything by negative 4. So I have y equals negative 3 divided by negative 4 is just going to be a positive 3/4 x. Negative 8 divided by negative 4 is a positive 2. So when I graph this, I'll start at that 2, 0, 2 for my y-intercept. And from there I can go up 3, right 4. I don't have room to go any further, so that is down and left if I want to go backwards. So down 3, left 4. And then I will draw my line. Again, try to make these straight. I'm on a very difficult to use piece of technology. On number 2, I have x minus 5y equals negative 5. Just like every other one, I'm trying to get to the y, so I want to move everything else away. So I'm going to subtract my x. X minus x cancels. I'm left with negative 5y equals, I cannot do negative 5 minus x, so they just stay separate, negative x, negative 5. Divide everything by a negative 5 to try to get that y by itself. Over here, those cancel. I have y equals, that negative x is really like a negative 1x. So I have negative 1 divided by negative 5, which would just be 1/5 x. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is a positive 1. So now it's in slope-intercept form. I can start at my y-intercept, that's 0, 1. Then from there I can use my slope to go up 1 over 5, or down and left, down and left. Again, check with Mr. Slope. My slope over here is positive. And if you think about Mr. Slope, this was my positive one, and that eyebrow is going up like that. So that matches.